Fantastic drive, well done.
The world's out of sight. We will stand, we will fight. It's not over till it's over.
Here we are then, Australia, ready for the first race of this career mode. And as I'm getting into the car for the first race, as I sit down and my engineer starts to strap me in, I'm really ready for this race. Okay, I'm in my car now and I'm just looking around. I presume I'm up on my teammate because I out-qualified him there, obviously, as I'm in first. Race strategy, I'm doing a one-stop. Whether I'll be able to stick to that, I'm not sure, because I know that these tyres wear very quickly here because it's so hot. Other than that, I think I'm just going to go to track. Here we are then on the grid. As you can see, I'm sat nicely on pole there with, looks like Vettel, yeah, they're in second place, and my teammate Jean-Eric Vergne down in 18th.
This is your first race, so concentrate on keeping it clean and a good result should follow. Good luck.
There you go, my engineer giving me some words of advice. So I'm 4 lights, 5 lights, going up to Rich Mixture, and away we go, ready for the first race of this season. As I use half a bar of curve to try and accelerate away there. As I use more than that, looks like Vettel's gone through. I'm going to turn across there. Oh, as I go slightly deep. There sounds like there's some contact behind. Of course, with the realistic damage on, that could be fatal. As I'm braking hard now down to this corner. As looks like I've made a bit of a gap to the cars behind, but nothing massive as yet. The difficulty has been increased since qualifying. I think it's now on Expert or Legend, I can't remember, it's one of the two. It might be on Expert, but as we are racing down here, I've changed it up because I thought it was far too easy. And I want a bit of competition. If this is easy still, I might change it up. I think it's on Expert and I'm going to turn it Professional to Legend if I don't do it right. As I go deep there, as you can see, as I look behind at Hamilton quickly closing the gap down. So he gained a lot of time because I was slow coming off that corner. With heavy fuel, that corner is very difficult. As look, Hamilton is really closing me down. I'm just going to sit on the outside here, hoping that he doesn't make a move. As he doesn't, he just backs off. Some cautious driving by him there, playing the long game. As inevitably, I will make a mistake at some point in this race. Ooh, as my back end locks up there, I just felt it as the front end of my car, as the rear end of my car stepped out, getting a bit of wheel spin on the exit there and sliding a bit. As I'm going to select primes for my next stop. I meant to put down to standard mixture. As I go deep again into that corner, I don't know why. It's like, Jean-Eric is out, and it looks like there's only 14 cars remaining. It sounds like he must have had a crash in the first corner or something. Look, yeah, only 14 cars in the top left there, but unfortunately Hamilton is still chasing me down, so I am going to have to be careful that he doesn't overtake me, as he's probably in a far faster car than I am, with more downforce and better wear on his tyres, as my tyres are fairly worn out. As you can see, he's getting closer and closer still on the map. As I get that corner okay, but I did lock on the inside, which will wear the tyres out a lot. Come down to this corner that I really dislike because it feels like it should be a lot faster than it is in the race, especially with heavy fuel. As once again I missed my first apex, that puts me all out of shape for the rest of it. I'm on optimal fuel, as you just saw on the right there. Also, I'm back up to +1 now, so I've got a bit of fuel in reserve. I've gone wide again there. Really not used to this car with heavy fuel, as Hamilton is all over my rear end. It's like Hamilton and Rosberg there are right behind each other, as you can see in my rear mirror. So I'm going to use the rest of my curves here and hope that Hamilton doesn't get a chance to close up, which doesn't look like it has, but DRS has been enabled, so next lap they will have it coming up that back straight and down here. So there we are, Perez has posted the fastest lap. As I lock up again into there, this heavy fuel really slowing me down and hindering my performance. Safety car. No, this is a big decision. I've now got to decide whether I should pit for the primes and hope that they will last to the end, or whether do I stay out on these and then pit when everyone else does. I think I'm going to pit this lap for the primes and then try and get a good restart. Apparently I'm going to come out in 13th place out of 12 cars when I rejoin. There's only 12 cars left. Must have been an incident there once again. But I've made a big gap to Hamilton. I presume he's just eased off. I'm just going to bomb it so that I've got as big a gap as possible to him, so I come out as high up as possible, so I don't have to battle through more cars. I presume I will just come out in last place, but then everyone else will have to do their stops, as I'm just going to reselect the prime tyre. I'm just nursing it in so I don't break my car. There we are, I'm in the pits now. It looks like the Ferrari boys are coming out, so it looks like there's going to be a few pit stops, not just me. I put into bits. Oh, nice camera here of showing the nice tyres. As I'm dropped down onto the ground, as I looks like I'm come out about 10th. Been released and I'm out. Looks like I've come out in 7th place, so I'm just gonna break down now, hoping I don't get hit by Van der Garde behind. Looks like I got very close, but I am just gonna hopefully nurse it around now, hoping that it takes a while for. Hoping that the safety car takes a while to get caught up to, so that my tyres will last as long as possible. I don't want these tyres to get damaged whilst under this safety car, as that could mean that this whole strategy goes out of the window. Really trying to just nurse it, not wheel spin or slide anywhere. As I will rejoin once we've all caught up to the safety car. Okay, so I'm catching up to the back of the pack, so it didn't take too long, but I just need to keep weaving to make sure that my tyres stay warm enough. Looks like the rester ahead there is on the prime tyres like me, so he's going to be doing a longer stint. Whether he's pitted already, I'm not sure, but if he has, and he made a good call, as long as his tyres don't wear out before the end of the race. There we go, I've been told then that the safety car is coming in this lap, so I'm just gonna...
Okay, let's get some temperature into those tyres before the restart. Tyre temps are low.
There you go. As I'm just gonna try and weave a bit to try and warm up the temperature in the tyres.
Tyres look a little cold. Try to warm them up.
As I'm just gonna back off a bit and do a few burnouts like that, just to spin the rears up a bit and try and get them as warm as possible, but it looks like they're gonna restart as soon as we come around this corner. It looks like we're away, but it looks like a lot of cars are... Oh, no, we're not away. There we go, a lot of cars are now in the pits. And it looks like we're away now. Green flags. As I've used up my entire bar of cars. It looks like I'm easily going to get past the rest of... Oh, God, he kept on my inside there. As a brave from the rest of there. It looks like I'm in 2nd place. I don't know who's in 1st, but I'm hoping they still have to pit. It looks like it's Hamilton. I think he still has to pit, but... Looks like I made the right choice in pitting there because my tyres aren't damaged and they hopefully should last me to the end of the lap. I made a good move there as I managed to get up the inside of Di Resta, and I'm not going to hunt Hamilton too hard because I'm hoping, as I've gone wide there, because I'm hoping that he's still got to pit. Di Resta's apparently is 2nd behind me, so he will have DRS. If you look at him in the bottom left, you can see on the map that he's very close up behind me. I just want to get that gap out as much as possible so he doesn't have DRS, so he doesn't have a chance to come back on me, but I'm hoping that he's going to pit at the end of this lap along with Hamilton, which will hopefully give me 1st place, and as long as I don't crash or make any major mistakes, that I will win my 1st race, even with this difficulty turned up, which may mean that I have to turn up even more for the next race. As we can see there, look, Hamilton has dived into the pits, so I will be in the lead, hopefully, after this corner. Oh, look, Di Resta hasn't pitted, so it looks like he's going for a longer stint. Of course, he's on the prime tyres. So, Di Resta is apparently a 2nd behind me. Hopefully, he was more than that when we went past DRS, and he's not going to be able to get a big advantage over me. Okay, apparently the rest are pitting inside the next 5 laps, which means that hopefully I should be easily in first, presuming that Hamilton doesn't catch up behind me, as I was almost an entire pit stop ahead of him. A pit stop ahead of him before he went into the pits. There you go. I'm just going to keep an eye on my tyre wear now, because if this goes down, I may still be able to pit and get back out before I lose too many places. Even though it says I'll come out in 12th, I don't know how much I believe. I oversteered a lot there. And it looks like DRS has gone into the pits, so this is my time now to really pounce and try and make the most of this. And we've only got 5 laps to go. My tyres are in fairly good shape. I'm hoping that they will last to the end. So if I did pit... There you go, DRS are putting option tyres on, but there's only 10 cars left, so even if I came last, I would still gain points. I lock up a lot there. My tyres are wearing a bit, and I can certainly feel it. 16 seconds to the car behind, I'd still come out in 5th place. There might have been contact further down the track with only 10 cars remaining. I may have to change the damage mod, as if this many cars are going to be out every race, it may have to either be turned down or come off, so I'm not sure. But I'm in first place with a... Oh, was I oversteered a lot there. Or wheel spun and almost hit the wall there. Sorry I went silent, but I had to concentrate so it didn't hit the wall. Because if that hit the wall, that probably would have been the end of the race. And unfortunately, the video. So, as I was just talking about, if I didn't finish, I'd still get a point. Well, you almost saw that happen. I was really trying to nurse it now, trying not to break, as I lost about 5 seconds there. As Massa is now only 13 seconds behind. Really nursing it through these corners, so I don't spin my wheels up, so I don't lose durability on them. Willing them to end last to the end of the race. 4 laps to go. Coming round to the 13th lap now with only 3 laps to go. I'm just praying that these tyres are going to last. They're feeling quite slidey as I cut the first corner there. You can see they're quite worn down. You can see visually that they're quite worn. That is with the help of the realistic tyres mod. You can see when they lock up there how worn they are. I hope that they're going to last. They should last for 3 more laps, but with my driving and the amount that I spin my wheels, I'm not sure they will. I have a hoping that it's going to come up my gap to Perez, but it might not. If I pitted, I would come out in 5th place, so I've got a 12-second gap to Perez behind, so I don't think I can pit, not without coming out way down the order, as Hamilton does a 1:29 there. About 2.5 seconds quicker than my fastest lap. As on top of my brakes are at optimal temperature, that's not particularly useful, apart from the fact that it might help my car to stop. It's 12.2, I'm losing time to Perez behind as I cut the corner there and slide coming out. This really isn't going to help my tyre wear. I really am going to be sliding all over the place come the final lap, as I can feel my tyres sliding a lot under my car. So I slide a lot coming out of that first corner without really much application of the throttle. 2 laps to go. My engineer sounded very positive. There's only 8 cars remaining in the race. I don't know how many cars have managed to retire, but they have, and unfortunately it doesn't look very promising for my tyres with still a lap and a half to go. And only about 8 seconds probably to Perez. As Massa does a 1:28.4, 3 seconds almost exactly faster than my car. 8.5, there we are, to Perez. So I may lose at this rate first place. I've got some extra fuel left, so I'm just going to go to Rich now and hope that it will allow me to keep going at this latter stage in the race with my very worn tyres. I get the warning there as it pops up saying that my tyres are very worn. It doesn't look promising, but I hopefully will be able to nurse it with 7.8, really closing the gap by about a second and a half every sector as I slide coming out of there. Got to correct it with some opposite lock as I'm wheel spinning and doing a lot of wheel spinning through there as I'm at about 2/3 throttle as my tyres are almost bright red. They're almost the same colour as my KERS bar. Final lap though, I'm hoping they won't be able to close it down by about 6 seconds. There we are, 6.2. This is going to come right down to the final corner, I think. I reckon he's going to be right behind me. If not, he's going to be about a second. As I'm getting a lot slower. You can see him on the map there. It's the first time I've been able to see him for a while. As I'm really having to nurse this. I'm sliding if I do any more than sort of half throttle out of a slower corner. As that corner would be normally a lot faster than that, as I'm apparently a second up on my last lap. As I'm 5.5 seconds ahead of the car behind. I'm trying to stick to this rubbered line as much as possible because it provides more grip than anywhere else on the track. But on these straights it's not very helpful. As you can see my tyres being really worn there visually. As look, I'm 1.8 as a 5.1, so I managed to slow the rate that he's closing me here as I'm at optimal fuel, but it should be alright to the end of the race. As long as I don't spin now, I should be okay. As long as I don't put it in a wall. So I'm just really nursing as I slide out of there, hoping that my car doesn't spin. It's like Perez is right up behind me as I'm sliding my tyres. As look, Perez is right behind, but it looks like I am going to come through and win my first race at Australia this season. Woo. First place. I achieved my goal of coming second or above.
Brilliant, brilliant. That's the double. Pole and the win.
There we are. Pole and the win to bring me into first place. As you can see, look, even Charles Pic, who didn't finish, still got points. Look at all these cars that crashed out on lap 1, even down to 15th, didn't get past lap 1.
You're topping the Drivers' Championship. Keep this up and we'll be crowning you champion at the end of the season.
It's like, I am top of the constructors and the drivers, even though it looks like it's going to be a very interesting season, but it's going to be close. You see that there, I'm getting out of my car with my worn tyres. You see the lovely tyres there. And look, I'm out. I'm absolutely thrilled with that win. I can't believe I managed to hold that out with those so worn tyres at the end there. Okay, I'm really going for it. Absolutely loving that. Sergio Perez there coming up to congratulate me. That's excellent. I'm really happy with that. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.